This is Sarah from Action Rider Tack. I'm going to show you the parts and pieces of your Startrekk treeless saddle. This is the Startrekk Comfort, and also how to put the pieces together, fenders, stirrups, and so on. First, for your horse, the pommel is adjustable. So the saddle comes with a simple Allen wrench, or you can use one that you have, and you simply turn it counterclockwise to widen the pommel slightly, and then it does require that you sort of push it out to get as wide as it possibly can. You can also then take the Allen wrench, turn it the other way, and the pommel, and you give it a little shove together so that it comes a little further together. So that is one feature to help customize it to your horse. Hello. The other wonderful thing about having it settle on your horse in a level fashion, I'll turn the saddle upside down so you can see, is that it comes with panels. And these panels are put on with industrial strength Velcro. They're not too difficult to get off. And they actually come in 3 different widths as well. This is the medium width that we usually sell the saddle with because they're the what most often works. But you can see that you can place the panels a little closer together in the case of a horse with high withers, or place them a little further apart with a horse that is round-barreled with wide withers. So between the panels and the pommel, you have quite a bit to work with to get that saddle sitting nice and level. I should mention also that you can choose to move them slightly forward in the case of a saddle where it is sitting down too low in front, or kind of a horse that is butt high, wither low, and we've had that successfully work. The other thing about the Startrekk saddle, that it will often work with high withers, because as you can see, the wither clearance is pretty fantastic. So there is not going to be any problem with the wither there. But you might have to widen it or narrowing it depending on your horse so that you can get it to sit level. So those are the things that help it fit the horse. Now, what about you? There is a couple things that you can do, and the seat of the Startrekk, as well as other treeless saddles, is you are able to pull it up, and you can see that you've got on the Comfort 2 different stirrup positions. So that is quite helpful depending on how long your leg is, how short you ride with your stirrups. So you can put that to customize it to you where it's comfortable for you. And that's why the seat peels up, so that you can get to these stirrup attachments a little bit easier. So with the Comfort, some people will select an English stirrup leather, just a plain 1-inch stirrup leather, or they'll select a fender. And the fender probably is the one most often chosen, because this obviously is a trail saddle. And so there are Startrekk fenders that match this perfectly. Sometimes people will choose another company's fenders to go with the saddle. This happens to be a barefoot fender, but the dark brown goes quite well, and so either will work. So even though there are Startrekk fenders, you have the ability to choose the fenders from other companies. So the fender shape, this is the front of the fender, if you will, so it's facing towards the front of the saddle, and this shape kind of lets you know that's the back, and that's where your calf will lie. So that gives you a little extra coverage, leg protection, so that your leg doesn't get all sweaty on the side of your horse. So it does have a simple buckle, but people sometimes get confused. So just to make it easy, I will peel up the seat, and I'm going to decide to put this in the front ring, which actually is the most often used. And so we'll just thread that through, and now we have to think about the stirrup. Another very common choice is an Easy Ride stirrup. These are from Easy Care, but there's other companies that make this style as well. So we want the stirrup to face this way. Our foot will go in this way with a nice wide platform, and it is shaped to go that the front is different from the back. So it hangs this way, and we have to think about, this is like an intelligence test that I sometimes fail, but we have to think about how this is going to hang. So let's just try this and see if I've got it the right way. Okay, so we've buckled that up and we've tucked the excess leather back into the buckle, and then I just put it under the stirrup so that it's nice and neat, and now we're ready just to buckle that up. The smooth side goes towards your leg, the buckle goes towards your horse. If you put it the other way, this buckle would bother you. And then when we ride in it, the stirrup will hang this way, which is very comfortable. And you can see these stirrups have been out once on trial, but they already are bending and hanging quite nicely. The leather is nice and soft, so they quickly take on the shape of hanging perpendicular to the horse, so your foot can go straight in.